Hello guys, and welcome to episode 12 of What If Civilization Started Over. In the last episode, we saw several things, including a bunch of expansions, especially in this part of Europe. We saw a kind of big war over in this area. We saw an Italian war over in the west of Italy. We saw tensions rising in Iberia, and a couple other things that I do not remember, or are not that important. So without further ado, which there was barely any, let's just get started. So first things first, we're going to be looking at Ireland. They are still expansionist and they're still aggressive with their neighbors, but with the new alliance, which is this weird beige, it should hopefully stop them, at least they hope so. So let's take a look at what they're gonna do. So the literally only country that's anywhere near their borders that does not have an alliance, they're going to go ahead and invade. That shows how expansionist they are and how they just want more land. In a peace treaty, they're going to be fully annexed. Pretty simple peace treaty. Now, although this Green Alliance could be bothered to care that they're right up on the border, they're going to say, we do not care about you because we're stronger than you. Moving over to Scotland, we are going to see that they are going to fully annex their puppet state. They just made it a puppet state in the first place so that they can annex it later on. Alright, moving away from there, we are going to just go ahead and take a look at the unknown layer right away. And it is going to look like this before into this. So basically, Mesopotamia and the Fertile Crescent has been almost completely discovered. Actually, the Fertile Crescent, yes. We see that all the way up in Azerbaijan, this little river area, river delta, I guess. Delta? No, basic. What word am I looking for? It doesn't matter because we got lots of this, which, what is going on over here? Alright, I fixed it. So anyway, basically, just more area has been discovered. Technically, not all of the Black Sea would be discovered, but I just filled it in because it's completely surrounded. Might as well. Taking a look over at Mesopotamia, we are going to see some new countries. And they are going to look like this. And here it is with its cities. Realistically, there would probably be less cities because this is pretty just fertile, like the Fertile Crescent intends, and not that many cities. But I mean, it's fine. Taking a look over at the Levant, which we have seen not do much for a while. Basically, my explanation was I did not have the river layer done for Mesopotamia, and I didn't want to do any expanding until I got that done. So my excuse for them not wanting to expand because the government said so, that was kind of not very accurate. But anyway, this is what they've been missing, basically, which for some reason it always wants to go like that. But here we go. It is going to be a lot of expansions from these guys. Egypt's going to just go a little bit down because there's also a pink Egyptian country. There is also this new blue country that I think is Suez. But anyway, that is actually going to do it for the Middle East update for today. And no, there are not any wars. Now it's time for the thumbnail part of the episode, which is Iberia. As we know, tensions were boiling. And basically I said, oh, you thought we were going to do that, we're going to focus on Italy. Yeah, basically it's happening now. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should probably watch the last episode. But basically the green team, on behalf of the Orange Alliance, is going to just come in here and actually capture their claimed city that they pretty much have no reason to claim, they just claim it. And basically the pink team is in a tough situation because technically the alliance, both of the alliances they're in, is not an attack one, attack all alliance, although it can be. They are going to say Valencia, Portugal, whatever the heck this one is, what are we thinking, and basically they say, let's all just invade the orange team because we need land, and they're probably going to be able to take down. But the orange team is thinking the exact same thing, but vice versa, where they say the cyan team is super weak, we can just easily take them. And then this one beige member is going to say what the heck is going on, I'm staying out of this. So is Galicia. Galicia is not going to be in this war. But anyway, they're just going to decide, we've had it with each other. We don't like any of each other, so let's just invade. So the green team is going to start their full-on invasion of the pink team, capturing this city and going along this river to get to their capital. On the other hand, Valencia is going to just spearhead their way through to capture, to split this country in half, basically, which they're going to get pretty well. They're also going to take the land on this side of the river. We see that Granada is going to do the same thing as the green team, and they're just going to invade into the pink team. Their goal is to split them in half, which they're actually going to successfully do, but this is not a surrender because basically this team is going to occupy their territory until they can get it back, I guess. Portugal is just going to get straight to business, and they're going to begin their invasion of this country, which I don't remember what this is, what I called it, but basically they're going to take the capital very, very quickly. They're going to stage a rebellion basically in this Moroccan area. So basically the whole Moroccan part is going to rebel away, and it's green just by coincidence, not occupied by Portugal. But Portugal is also going to invade into this grass-colored country. Like, it's the color of lemongrass or whatever. Anyway, it's going to go very, very well for them. So basically, this country is going to join in on the science team because they're probably doing better. So let's just join them. And this is not them leaving this one. This is just the color that they're going to be for just a little bit. The pink team, with the help of all the other members, are going to be able to kick back a lot of their land, take back all their land that they actually lost, all of it, and begin their invasion of the green team, which is going to go surprisingly well. It's just they're gonna get super close to Madrid, literally sieging it, but we're gonna get back to that. Basically, the cutting in half of this country is going to be very, very successful. They're going to go not to the capital city because for some reason it's just this little city, because they have two major cities and none of them are because power split. So they're going to instead capture one of the major cities, and this whole region is going to fall over, and then they're just going to continue their invasion in the rest of the country. Once Portugal captures this capital city, the whole country is going to fall, and so is this one. Sorry if that lagged out really badly. It lagged out on my screen, but for some reason OBS is being so stupid lately, but it's okay. Basically, whenever the pink team captures Madrid, the whole alliance is going to fall down. So now let's take a look at a peace treaty. So basically, the Valencia country is going to take this land just south of this river and take all of this land. It's going to look like that. So basically, the rest of this area is going to break away and become its own country, which looks really similar to this color, but it's not. So now this country will officially be referred to as Catalonia and have its capital city in Barcelona. Valencia is also going to be given this land, even though they did not invade this country. They were the victors of the war, so they just were able to take it. The pink team is going to take these three little cities here, and over in Madrid, lots of land, including everything south of this river, is going to be given to the pink team. So the pink team is now a regional power. Although you can't really say that because Valencia is here. And then the brown team is going to just take this. They're like, yeah, I didn't technically invade them, but I was on your side and I was helping you, so give me land. I also forgot to mention, but this country is going to get this chunk of land. The red team here is going to capture this land, and the pink team will get this land. And for Portugal, they're just going to get everything over here besides this part of this country. So this is the new borders of Iberia. It looks not too different, but quite different. There's less countries. And there's also going to be a new green country, which is known as Mallorca, because Majorca is so insignificant. So we are now going to see that there's going to be a new Sicilian Empire. Just kidding. And we are also going to see a new kingdom in the south of Italy, which is going to be known as the Kingdom of Pompeii. Although Pompeii is technically right here, it's very close, so it's fine. And then here is what these isles are going to look like: Corsica and Sardinia. This team is going to take like most of the coast and still have their capital city right here. I don't know why. Don't ask me, but they just do. And then 2 new countries here, and then 4 new countries here on Sardinia. Moving over to the Baltics, we are going to see that Lithuania is going to expand a little bit to look something like this. And we are also going to see a few new countries in like Estonia, northern Latvia area. And well, there's going to be a couple unions, let's just say that. And they're going to look like this, and this includes their expansion because I just like have it on my pre-done layer. The only one that is not going to join up is this pink one because they say we want to be independent. Let's see how that works out for you. Northern Poland is not going to expand, but we are going to see that Southern Poland is going to get a bit of an expansion. It's going to look something like this. And along with this, we are going to see a couple new countries over here. One of the biggest ones being over here, this green country is pretty powerful, and I'm gonna add like major cities and capitals and all that in a minute. We also see that Dalmatia is going to expand quite a bit, almost doubling their territory, and yes, they have a little peninsula panhandle down here. They want all the coast they can get. We also see some more small guys over here. This is like a bit harder for them to unite for some reason. And yes, we do have our first exclave. I figured might as well just start it early. Over in Greece, we see a couple new countries. I can't say a couple, this is quite a few. We got like some important ones. We've got Macedonia, we've got Albania, which actually this is not Macedonia, this is that one with the really weird name. Let me look it real quick. It was called Thessaloniki or Thessaloniki. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it was that one. We have Thermopylae, Athens, this one, as well as Peloponnese. And pretty much all of them. I'm not going to go through all of them, even though I kind of just did. We also have some Turkish guys over here. We have like Byzantium-ish, and that's really the only one that's of importance, as well as Izmir. I don't know the names of them, they're kind of small. Here we have some Bulgarian ones. We have like, this one is just the central Bulgarian one. This one is Sofia. This one's like Plovdiv, I think it's called, or it's Varna. It's one of the two. And of course, Thrice. I just put it in with the Bulgarian ones because in this universe, this is not Turkish and this is not Greek. Although I'm not going to dictate that in the future. I don't know. I don't have plans that far, so we'll see. And then we also have these guys that are just connecting them up. This is just the Central Balkan countries, I guess we could call them. And that is all of the new countries for this episode. I hope that is very exciting for you, and I'm going to add the cities. Guys, I just found this, and this just looks really disturbing to me. No, I don't have trypophobia, but if you do, this would probably make you like cry or something. Like, this is terrifying. I almost completely forgot, but we also have Scandinavia, just expansion, as well as the creation of Bergen. So as we know, tensions boiled over in Iberia, and that is good and all because that's taken care of. I mean, all that death is not good, but keep in mind this is a fictional scenario, so it's fine. Poland, however, North and South Poland are having some beef. They're having issues, but they're not going to declare war on each other or anything. Like, I don't... Oh, who's that? No, wait. Who is that? Hello? Oh, it's Poland. Oh, you're declaring war on South Poland? That's so interesting. Alright, bye. So, basically, North Poland just declared war on South Poland, and they're going to bring their entire alliance in. This seems a little similar to another event that happened in the same episode. So I made it super translucent so that you can see all the stuff on the other side of it because it's on a higher layer. But basically you can still see what alliance there is. These alliances go pretty far, so I don't know, guys. With the fact that North Poland is the aggressor, they are going to begin their war, and this is gonna go really well for them, because even though tensions were being raised, the South Polish country was like, oh, we're gonna focus on ourselves and we're gonna get strong. We have 3 major cities, all that stuff, that's great. We're gonna focus on ourselves. That didn't work out for you, did it? Although we're not sure, because the war only just started. So basically, it's not looking good for South Poland right now. But to be fair, the war is going quite slow for its time. Similar situation can be said as Poland's alliance, which I'm just going to call this Poland, this is South Poland. Poland's alliance is going to pretty much spearhead this country and trying to cut it in half. And they're also going to siege the capital super early on, which is not good at all for Dalmatia. Or is this Dalmatia? No, this is Pomerania. I'm so sorry, guys. Anyway, Pomerania is not looking very good right now. However, South Poland's alliance is going to be able to make a landing across this river. And they're actually going to take the capital of this country and lead it into capitulation really early on. So that's a good thing for that alliance. As well as that, because South Poland was focusing on rebuilding and getting strong, they are going to actually be able to fight back and retake this minor city. This is good for them, but they're not going to be able to take any land inside of the main Polish country. Anyways, these guys are going to invade into this country, which I had a name for, but I don't know what it is. I don't remember, guys. So we're just gonna call it the Danish Islands country. It is headed straight for Malmo, which is this major city, and I don't think it's looking very good. Like, good thing your capital is not on in Malmo, because it just got taken. Like, that was really fast. Not only this, but this country right here, which is the biggest betrayer in history, is going to join Poland's alliance, and they are going to make a naval landing on these islands, work towards capturing the whole country, because they are land hungry, they are greedy, and it's looking very good for them because they're going to take this entire island. So basically the country of Old Zealand is looking very in danger. As well as this, we are going to see that the capital of Pomerania is going to be captured, and pretty much this country's not looking very good at this point. They're not gonna surrender, because since they know they're losing, they're going to fight their hardest to try and make as much damage for the population for this alliance as possible. But unfortunately, their demise has came very quickly, as this last island is going to surrender. Although South Poland was able to push back a little bit on that area, this front right here is going to go very, very well for the northern Polish team, as well as this area, and they are going to focus on the capital. At this point, we know that the South Polish country is kind of doomed. The capital is under siege. Actually, it has been encircled, and it is slowly being completely taken, which is going to happen, as well as a spearhead down to this major city, which is going to be captured as well. Poland is going to liberate this country, although not with its actual color, because I do not have that color anymore. It is going to be fully retaken back, and a landing is made into this country to destroy it. At this point, it's pretty safe to say that Poland has won, so let's take a look at a peace treaty. So basically, Poland is going to annex these lands in the north and make these lands over here a vassal state of Poland. They wanted to fully annex it, but it was pushing so far away from their mainland. They were like, no way, Jose, we are not taking that back. That is, we can't get that. It's just going to break away. So they just made it into a vassal. So in this brown country, this land is going to be taken by the Free State of whatever this was called. If we look at the names, it's called Gorzal Free State. Okay, I still have the names later, don't worry guys. And this country, it's still going to keep its same government, which was aligned with southern Poland, but it is also going to take this. So all in all, this country is the only country from that alliance to gain land and pretty much win. Alright, so inside of Pomerania, this country is going to take these lands here, and then the rest of it is going to be fully annexed by whatever country this is, which we still have the names there. It's Brandenburg. Okay. Pomerania is no more, unfortunately. Alright, so in the peace treaty here, this country is going to get this tiny sliver of land because they technically didn't even invade into this country. They just helped the green team a little bit, which the green team is going to get quite a bit of land. Which, if you're wondering what's going to happen to this country, it is going to become almost a vassal of Poland, but it's just going to be its kind of own thing. It's just going to be the new Malmo country. And then this country that is forever known as the Betrayer is going to get these islands and like all this stuff. It's pretty good for them. Like, for them being known as the Betrayer, they're getting pretty good stuff here. And that is actually going to do it for the peace treaty. So yeah, that went pretty well for Poland. Poland is very, very happy right now. Alright, moving on down to France, we are going to see that these two countries are going to unite. They were like, you know what, our borders are long and ugly, and let's just unite. And I think that's a great idea for you guys, let's unite. And their capital is going to say in this city, as well as the color of the country, because there was orange here. Continuing to take a look at this country, they're going to invade into the union between Calais and Dover, and basically their objective is to capture the whole French area of this union, and actually it goes well. They're going to say, declare peace, give us the French parts, or we're going to invade the mainland. And they're going to be like, I don't know guys. Okay, fine, let's give you what you want. So basically they're just going to be annexing this land. Moving just north, we see that this main orange Dutch team is going to have a bit of a Luxembourgish rebellion. This rebellion is actually exactly not where Luxembourg is right here. But this is like sort of, it's the Luxembourg region of Belgium, let's just say. So they're gonna break away as well. We also see some rebellious areas over here in the far west. They are like, this is kind of Flanders, I guess, and they're like, we're not getting representation, we just want our independence, like all that stuff, all the stuff that comes with independence movements, and it's going to actually pick up quite well. So they're going to be like, yo, whatever country this is, please help us. So they're going to go ahead and do that. They're going to begin their invasion of this rebellion here, and it's going to go quite well for them because obviously they're really strong considering how they just like came to be. They're going to easily cut this in half, and we see that the Orange Netherlands is going to be able to fight back on this now that they are assembled a bit. Eventually this is going to be completely capitulated. However, there's a bit of drama because this country is going to say, as reparations for us sending our troops in here, can you give us this land north of this river? And the Netherlands is going to say, why? It's our land. Like, you helped us out because you're an ally. You helped out a friend. Like, you don't get free land. So they're going to be upset, and they're going to say, I'm going to join the Yellow Alliance, which is the Kingdom of Auvergne's alliance, opposing France and the Netherlands, and joining the same alliance as the North Netherlands, which is their biggest foe. And basically they're going to be like, fine, we'll give you the land. And basically they're going to be happy because they are expanded a little bit. They are also granted this land because that border was awful. So now Netherlands is secretly crying in the corner, and this country is incredibly happy. We are also going to see that Dover is back, and they're going to be originating with their main color. I don't know if it's exactly the same, but it's close enough. So basically, Scotland is going to be swallowing up these city-states very, very quickly, and it is going to make a lot of these other city-states very, very nervous. So they're going to join up to create this one new country and have their capital as far away from Scotland as possible. Scotland is not very thrilled, but they're just going to have plans to grow their navy to invade this country later, but they're not going to do anything for now because they're not strong enough. So basically, we're going to see that Ireland is going to, they're going to invade into this country, and the attack one, attack all alliance is going to be enforced, and they're going to all declare war. But instead of just staying individual countries like this, they're going to unite to create the pinkish country, I guess. The capital cities I'm not even going to worry about right now because it is war. So basically, they're going to just focus on the mainland, inland, where it's quite easy for them to continue their invasion. However, we are going to see that this pink country now is going to be able to walk their way through the westernmost parts of this country, which is very, very bad for Ireland, and they are going to, they're going to say stop, but obviously this is war, so it doesn't matter. They're going to continue. They are also going to make a naval landing in the Isle of Anglesey, but they're not going to get this part yet. But Ireland is going to pull out their secret weapon, which is Scotland. Yeah, Scotland has secretly been a huge ally, a huge fan of Ireland for a long time. So they are going to obviously just invade into the pink country. Their goal is to take all of Scotland, all of these Scottish Isles. And at this point, it's looking very plausible, actually, because they're going to be pushed back all the way out of this tip here. So basically, this Irish team is going to easily be able to kick these guys out of their Irish mainland, and they're going to continue to go up through this country, taking one of their old capitals and also taking North Dublin. Dublin's like over here something. This is not Dublin, but it's going to be North Dublin because close enough. They're going to take this main city, which is the major city of this whole union, and now there's no more capital cities left. So they're going to surrender, and let's take a look at a peace treaty. So here is the peace treaty, and I'm obviously joking. This is just Northern Ireland in the real life. So in Ireland, the main Irish country, the Kingdom of Ireland, is going to take this land, while the rest of this land is going to be allowed to exist as the Irish Free State. Or you could just call it Northern Ireland. Fortunately for them, they are going to be able to keep the Isle of Man. Unfortunately for them, they are going to be no more as the rest of these guys are fully annexed to Scotland. And now Scotland looks a lot more like real life. They're very united, actually. And Ireland is also very united. And that is actually going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. If you did enjoy and you want to see more exclusive stuff, including a weekly exclusive video with updated layers such as ethnicity, which I have not updated since like episode 5, and all that other stuff in that video, the link will be on my Discord, which you can also talk to the community. You can talk to me personally and all that stuff, which in my opinion is better than commenting on YouTube, but also leave a comment here because it helps me out. Anyways, the link to my Discord is in the description of this video. If you did enjoy this video, subscribe and like. If you didn't enjoy, dislike and comment why. But that is going to be it for today's video. I really appreciate you watching to the end. And if you stuck around to the end, then comment the skull emoji. I don't care which one, but just comment a skull emoji and I will pin your comment. Anyways, thank you for watching and goodbye.